Okay, well, we need to take off and get some groceries. I didn't get groceries and I'm hungry, starving. It's noon. So, you all set up, baby? You ready to go? Ready to go, baby? You got your chicken? Where your chicken? Where your chicken? Are you ready? Okay, let's go get something to eat. Ciao. Well, by the way, the windshield wipers do work, actually. Oops. Yeah, I was pushing the arm down and it wasn't working. They weren't working. I thought, oh, they're broken, but no, the arm just wasn't clicking. It wasn't going all the way and clicking for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why, but they are working, so that's cool. Anyway, I'm so hungry. I gotta go get something to eat. Ciao. I really hope you don't get tired of hearing me say this and show you this, but look at this beautiful, supernatural Vancouver Island, British Columbia. Isn't this gorgeous? It's February 20th. I'm practically in my shirt sleeves, except there's a slight breeze, and we got a lot of moisture in the air being on an island, and it's a little cool, so I got a light jacket on, but it's gorgeous here. We get this winters like this many years in a row. This is fabulous, and I hope you never get tired of hearing me talk about this, because it's gorgeous. I'm just overjoyed that I live here, and I've been in Prince George, Smithers, and many other places in the interior of BC and all over in the winter times. Lived there, and it's been cold as hell, right? And this is just fantastic. Anyway, I'm gonna walk my little baby, and we're gonna go out and do something. Talk to you soon. home, baby. We're home. You want to chase the bunny rabbits? Okay, let's get out. Honey, I'm home. Oh, right, I forgot. I'm single. Good for me. That's a way better situation. Anyway. There's my honey. There's my honey. That's my only honey. You're my only honey. Right, baby? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go make you something to eat, alright? See you in a minute. Hola, hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Estoy bien, estoy bien. Bebé es mi mejor amiga. Mi mejor amiga. Ella es mi mejor amiga del mundo. Del mundo. Ella es mi BFF forever. Yeah. Te amo. Anyway, I'm here right now. I'm replying to one of the comments I got on my one of my videos by Kimberly Rose of the Rose Clan. So I have a point to this, right? But I'm going to say this first. The Rose Clan, those are definitely on my list for tartans, for kilts. There's the Rose Ancient. It's really nice. It's in the muted browns, and it's got the gray and charcoal through it. It's really, really nice. I like that. Definitely on my list. I will get that one. And also there's the Rose Hunting. It's a really nice one. It's in the Black Watch Green range kind of thing, sort of in that range. And but it's got the triple red lines across, and it's a really nice one. Definitely on my list. I'm gonna get that. But now it brings me to the point of the comment that was made by Kimberly Rose. She said, just don't stand out in a windstorm. And oh my God, I missed that one in my jokes last night. I was going to do the Marilyn Monroe wind up the skirt joke, but I forgot about that one. Darn it. Anyway, she got me on that one, so that's good. Cool. That one goes out to Kimberly Rose. And I'm definitely getting those tartans. Yeah. She stares at her chicken or ball or whatever on the floor. She stares at it until I pick it up and give it to her. Right? You're lazier than I am. All right. You want your chicken? You want your chicken? There you go. All right. I got something I got in mind here. I'll be right back. Prinhound da, Creso, Fwefring dia. Michaelkent Dewey. Angel Harth, Unfre Babi. So that's my attempt at Welsh. All right then, we've come to the moment that a lot of you have been waiting for. The gratuitous sword shot. Anyway, this has been kind of a long time coming. I'm hoping the lighting is great in here for this. And basically two things. I've cleaned up and cleared out this place. Hopefully enough that I can give you a really good video shot event. Because I want it to turn out nice for you. And also another thing is my swords were never meant to come down. I've mounted them so they're not supposed to come down. You know, this thing can bounce around on bumpy roads sometimes, and you don't want the swords flying around all over the place. But yeah, I mounted them so they're not meant to come down. But for the sake of my subscribers, who are probably waiting a long time for this, I want to make a really good video shot for this. So I'm going to unmount a few of them, or a number of them, and give you a really good shot of them, and try and make a really good video clip of this. And so I guess without further ado, we should get on with the gratuitous sword shot. I assume you noticed my bagpipes there. I'm still trying to get around to learning how to play them. I have to get a mouthpiece for the chanter, so I can learn how to play the chanter first, and then move on to the whole pipe setup. Anyway, so here we go here. This one here on the floor here, I gotta get right down here. This one here is a Templar sword, and you can tell, well, partly because it's got the crosses on the guard or cross. That's a Templar sword. Now, these swords, none of them are meant to actually, most of them are just ornamental. They're not real swords per se. This one here, this Templar sword here, is a very ornamental one. They're all full tang, but in some cases like this one and a couple others, they have a very, very narrow tang that goes through the grip and out to the pommel. Excuse me. So I guess if you were actually to try and use this in battle, it would probably snap off. The grip would probably just snap off there just before the cross or guard, I'm assuming. And if you hit anything hard with his blade, I'm not sure how well it would stand up. So I would rather just throw it in the ground and let someone cut my head off, and not waste time. But anyway, so most of them are ornamental and meant to be that way. But there is one that's technically a real sword, but it came from a movie, and it's still ornamental. And I'll get to the other ones here soon. So we'll move on to this one here. Got my kilt caught on a hook there. So this here is another Templar sword. It's got the Templar cross emblem up there. And it's nice. It's got the curved cross or guard. And it's a much thicker and more solid blade. But all of these are actually dull. They're not sharp at all. None of them are actually sharp at all. And they're not meant to be in reality. And that's another one. That's a very ornamental one. When I take it off the wall and, flail it around, there's a bit of a rattle in there. So I know the tang is very, very thin, and it's just made for ornamental purposes only. Okay, there's those two. And then I got this one down here. I'm going to show you that one right now. This one here is called a Dao. A Dao. This is probably my most unique sword in a sense, other than my other traditional swords here. So that's the one that's technically a real sword, and it came from a movie, and I can't remember the name of the movie. And the guy I bought it from, I buy all my swords from the British Bobby restaurant there in Parksville. Anyway, we can't remember the name of the movie, but it came out of a movie. And it's technically a real sword because of the way it's made. And I'm going to come back to that one in a bit. So that's 3 swords so far. We're coming back to this one. This one here is a ceremonial claymore. It's a claymore. Ceremonial. It's very dull. The blade on it is actually, it's a thick blade, but it's got an edge on it like a very, very dull ice skate. It's kind of rounded in there and very dull. I don't even think you could cut butter with it. But it's meant for ornamental and ceremonial. It's basically a sword that you would actually probably knight someone like Sir Anthony Hopkins or something like that. That's more ceremonial. Those wouldn't go into battle at all. Not at all. So then we come up to this one here. This one here is a replica from the movie The Passion, Braveheart, The Passion. Wow, what a faux pas. Total. Anyway, from Braveheart, and it was actually made shorter for the movie because Mel Gibson's probably a little shorter than I am, I think. I think he's 1 or 2 inches shorter than I am, and I'm 5'11". So they made this sword to fit his stature for the movie Braveheart, and it's This is a pretty much an exact replica of the one for the movie, and it is not really anywhere near the size and scope of the real William Wallace sword. So that brings us, I believe, to these particular ones up here. These cross ones. I got two of them because I love them. I'm gonna get right down on this one. Wow, I'm on my knees for you guys. These things here, I love these things. These are technically real swords because they're made identically to the real blacksmith swords. The blacksmiths, when there was a war declared, like the Romans against the Britons, when the war was declared, the blacksmiths would pound these out, as many as they could, and send them off to battle with the troops. And after the battle was over and all the dead bodies and stuff, these were the ones you'd find scattered all over the battlefield after everyone's dead and gone and such. Those are the ones you would. All these other ones, you wouldn't really find them on the battlefield if it was a big battle or war. It would be these ones here. So those are those. I love those ones. They're technically, because of the way they're made, they're almost 6 pounds each, and that's pretty hefty for a sword. So they could, in a battle, they can do some serious damage. And I like them because they got the really ancient kind of wrought iron kind of look, and the leather and all that. They're really nice. So that's going to bring us to the next one, and I got to stand up for this one. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, my legs. Anyway, so this is an exact replica of the actual William Wallace sword that is actually hanging in the British Museum there in that case. That's the real one, And this is an exact replica of the sword hanging in the British Museum. And so technically it's a real sword, but it's only made and meant for ornamental purposes. Most of my swords are. None of them are really meant for actual use, and I wouldn't go and use them anyway. I just, I don't want to damage them, for one. I love them. But this sword here, okay, this sword, I showed you this one here that was for Braveheart, for Mel Gibson. I think it's only about, I'm going to say 4.5 feet long. I'm going to double check that. But William Wallace, in reality, was a giant among the English. The English at that time were only like 5'4", 5'5", probably 5'6" at the best. They were really short guys, the English. And William Wallace was an astounding 6'9". He was basically a giant among the English, a giant. He's 6'9", and this sword is actually 5'9". So the sword is actually taller than most of the English knights back then. So you got this guy, 6'9", coming at you with this long sword. It's almost like a lightsaber. Like, he's just a juggernaut fighting machine, and he could like chop off 6 heads at once or something. So it would scare the crap out of the English, right? This giant coming at you with this really long sword. So yeah, that's his real sword, and the length of it and everything, and his height. And I think if they ever do a remake, I hope they get a guy that's actually 6'9" and looks exactly like William Wallace to play the part, because I think it would make a much, much more impressive movie than they did with Braveheart. That was a great movie. I loved it. It was really good, but for authenticity, I think they should try and get the hero to look pretty much as he was. So anyway, I'm going to start popping these off the wall, and I'm going to show you a couple of them. Ciao for now. So here we go. I've taken a few of them off the wall, as you can see right there. I haven't taken them all off the wall. The other ones, I don't need to take them off. I think you've got more of an idea of those. And I'm still going to get back to the dowel there, down there. That's the other one I will sort of remove. You'll see. Anyway, I'm going to start with this ceremonial claymore here. So here we go. Let's get on with this. Okay, here we go. This is, like I said, it's a ceremonial claymore. It's got a really nice case on there. It's actually plastic, but it looks nice. It looks very nice. But it's a very nice looking sword and everything. So here we go. And we'll pull that out of there. Now we got a really nice blade on that, eh? And like I said, this is, it's not as thick as I remember it, but it's got a very flat, you know, it'd be hard pressed to cut butter with this. Very flat, but it's very nice looking sword. I like that one. As a ceremonial thing, you know, knight someone kind of thing. That would be perfect. So that's that one there. Just hang that back up for now. And then here we get to the Braveheart sword for Mel Gibson. That's that one there. And look, it stands right here, right? I'm 5'11", almost 5'11", and that's, I'm not sure how tall that is, but that was made for Mel Gibson. I think he's 5'9" or something, maybe 5'10", I don't know. But here's an interesting thing, though. This is based on a real sword that they would use back then. Now they've got the leather here, right? And a lot of people thought, well, it's for a two-handed sword, you know, like two-handed sword. Well, no, you still use your sword this way, you know, chop, chop, hack, hack, kind of thing. But and basically what you do with a sword is they're not meant to be sharp anyway. Basically because if you put a sharp blade into a body, it's hard to remove it, so it takes time to pull it back out, right? So they kept them fairly dull, and what they would do is first they would go in there, they'd break an arm, try to break a leg and another leg if they can, take the guy down, then they'd stab him in the throat or something, you know, whatever, with the sharp tipped end, or slice his throat or whatever, and that's how you take him out. But let's say someone was running at you and you had to actually stab him right through the heart or something like that. Well, the reason the leather's there is because when you get a blade stuck in a human body, the blood, what's that? Capillary attraction. It creates capillary attraction against the blade, and it's hard to pull that blade out. So when the guy's down, you step on the guy's body like this, and you yank the sword out of their body, and that's what that's mainly for, that piece. I mean, it helps give you a hand grip and everything too, but that was the main purpose of this this piece here. Anyway, that's the one for Mel Gibson, and this one here, this is my pride and joy, obviously. This one here is, look at that. I told you I'm 5 foot, almost 5'11". I think it's 5'10 3/4". I am, I think. This is an impressive sword. So you see a guy coming at you who's 6'9". I think this is less than 6'9" there. A guy that's taller than this coming at you with this massive sword. Look at how that this is almost too long for my cabin here. But he coming at you like this, you're a monster. He'd be way up there, right? I mean, that would scare the crap out of you if you're like 5'4", 5'5", or something like that. Scare the crap out of you. And you probably have this relatively sharp, I'm not sure, you know, I'd have to look up that history, but this is definitely, and it's a heavy sword, and it's not necessarily hard to wield because of the weight. It's the length. The length is so far out there. It's like, that's what I have to balance the damn thing before I can wield it, right? But I've been out there practicing outside. I can't do it in here. I'll smash my phone and everything. But that's the impressive one, and that's the reality of William Wallace. And that would scare the crap out of the English. So there's my pride and joy. I've hope you have liked the tour so far. I've tried to do it as well as I could, but I'm going to give you another couple of treats here in a second. I just have to move my phone for a sec. I'll come right back to you. Okay, well, basically, as you know, a small place, you have to be very creative where you put in place everything in your unit. You know, it has to be either accessible and easy, or It just has to be in a spot where if it's a decoration, it's not going anywhere. Anyway, so every single sword I have, I looked hard to decide where each and every one was going because I didn't want to move them around. I just wanted them to stay there. Wanted it to look nice in here, and I didn't want it to impede my, daily doing things in here, and get in my way. So there's that. So when I finally got this one, this sword here, the Dow down here. When I finally got that one, that was the second to last one. This was it's over there in the corner. The William Wallace, the tall one, was my last one. That was my pride and joy, and got it last. But this Dow, so I had to think of where to put it. I was looking around. All my other swords were placed except for the William Wallace here. And so anyway, it occurred to me, like, I'm always sitting here, having coffee or eating or whatever. This is where I sit. It's about the only place I can sit. I sit here, and there's the door, so you got the bad guys coming through the door, and so you're sitting there, basically. There you go. Chop, chop, you're dead. And that's the Dow. That is the Dow. Look at that blade, huh? Look at that blade. Isn't that nice? That's a nice blade, eh? And this, technically, the way it's made, this is really hard steel, made properly. This blade has been used in a sort of practice fights for the movie, I think, because it's got all these nicks along the blade there that we got to sharpen out. But that actually, it's got very cheap kind of ornamentation on here. I'd have to remove this and put some really good solid stuff on there. But the blade is a full tang in here, and it's very thick, full tang. And it's made solid and strong. And this is definitely what you would call a real sword, even with the tacky sort of ornaments. But yeah, I'm gonna redo a bit of this stuff here, and this is just a really nice sword. I can sit here and protect my place. And then we just go like that. Well, I hope you liked the tour. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you got something out of it. I hope I haven't missed anything. So I will double check all that, and I'm gonna make myself a tea. I drink too much hot chocolate lately. I'm putting on a belly, so I'm gonna have some tea, and I'll just double check, and we'll be back. Get back to you anyway. Ciao. So there's a couple of quotes from William Wallace here that I guess is more well-known or famous quotes here, and I'm going to try and recreate them now in a sort of a semi-realistic manner, at least I hope. Anyway, here we go. This is a quote, and while he was having a kind of a head-to-head with the English overlords. And this is kind of how it goes. There's a difference between us. You think the people of this country exist to provide you with position. I think your position exists to provide those people with freedom. And I go to make sure that they have it. And then there's this one that happens after he has a little skirmish with some Englishmen. And there's a couple of, I guess, surviving hostages left over. He lets them go free. And this is apparently what he said. I'm William Wallace, and the rest of you will be spared. Go back to England and tell them Scotland is free. Drinking tea again. No more hot chocolate for a while. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope I got everything I could. If there's anything you missed, or I missed, I should say, drop me a comment or something. Anything I missed or something you want to see or anything. Drop me a comment on anything. That'd be great. I'm going to drop my address in there again in the descriptions. So in case you want to send me anything, whatever. I could use a couple of things, but I forgot what they were. Anyway, I've also got an email down there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. That was originally inspired by Blackwater House, another a subscriber, and Andy Funky. I got that right this time, Andy Funky. So it was originally inspired by Blackwater House and Andy Funky, and then oh, Lollygaggler, a recent subscriber. So that was inspired by those three subscribers. I'm not sure. I check my comments all the time, and hopefully I don't miss anything. But those were the only ones I could see that had the comments on the swords. So that was inspired by them. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll just get on with our evening here. But also another thing, I just want to ask YouTube why, or actually tell YouTube. Um, I get all my music now from my app, and it's all free music. They give it to me free, and I put it on my videos, and it's all generic music. So, please don't give me a copyright claim again on just generic music. That's my request. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed everything, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon. I'm glad I got the sword video done. It made me happy to get it off my mind so I can move on to some other things as well. And anyway, I'm just going to leave you at that. Baby's chilling out here again. Got her ball. And so we're just going to say, Huil, nos da.